Aloha and good morning, Dylan Ancheta and Drew Davis in the H&N Digital Center. We are continuing our special team coverage on the Maui brush fires. So far, what we can tell you is in the early morning hours, information continues to be limited as lines of communications are severed there on Maui. We do know that 911 services in West Maui are down right now. And we also got some updated information from Maui County officials. Let's go ahead and show you that graphic. As of 1:45 this morning, this was the latest update put out by Maui County. The shelters included, or the evacuation sites, I should say, include War Memorial Gym, Maui High School, the Hannibal Tavares Community Center, and the Maui Prep Academy. The fire department is also advising immediate proactive evacuations of residents in Upper Kimo Drive. And again, this is the alternative line for 911 services. If you are in West Maui and you are needing emergency assistance, you cannot use 911 right now. Instead, you are urged to call 808-661-4441. I also want to show you this graphic. We also just recently learned of this evacuation right here. Residents of Ka'anapali Gulf Estates area, including Kaulapa Loop, Pu'u'ano Street, Hakui Loop, and Vecchio Place, are urged to evacuate immediately. The shelter for those residents is open at the Maui Prep Academy. So there is a lot going on there, and I want to go ahead and show you some more of these heartbreaking images that we have been showing you through all of our extended coverage here. Just the flames, so intense, ripping through historic Lahaina. There are multiple fires burning on Maui right now, but the fire in Lahaina is believed to be the largest and the most destructive. Right now, we don't know the full scope of the damage really in Lahaina. We do know, however, buildings have been destroyed. We have gotten videos of Front Street, and the historic area there is just completely, from what we can tell at least, completely destroyed. So this is definitely going to cause a lot of heartache over there on Maui. For more on this, and let's look at the weather conditions, let's go ahead and turn it over to our Drew. Drew, tell us a little bit about some of the conditions that are challenging firefighters at this hour.
Yeah, so we're still seeing those really, really strong winds out there. I want to take a look at our radar and satellite. So we've got the first alert radar and satellite. Usually you see a lot of green on this. We see those trade wind showers when we have this typical trade wind shower pattern. But the trade winds are blowing in dry air from the east. I'm going to zoom in here to Maui County, and you can see all of this green. Usually that's indicative of really heavy rainfall coming down. It looks like it's raining very heavily over Lanai and parts of western Maui. However, that is not the case. That is smoke that is appearing on the radar. The fires are so strong, the smoke plumes are so tall that we're seeing smoke here on the first alert radar, and it's pretty strong. You can see those yellow colors indicative of stronger radar returns out there. And again, the wildfires are taking advantage of these strong winds. These are the current wind conditions right now. They're all coming out of the northeast, 25 miles per hour in Kaunakakai, a little bit weaker in Kahului, and so these winds have been very, very strong yesterday, but we're seeing maximum wind gusts from today over the last 24 hours, around 40 miles per hour in Honolulu, 40 miles per hour in Kaunakakai, 25 miles per hour in Kahului. These are very, very strong wind gusts, and it's still going to be windy tomorrow. We're going to see a weakening pattern with the trade winds out there, but these winds are not going to weaken enough for these wildfires to stop spreading rapidly across the island. So we've got 60 mile per hour wind gusts possible, or 50 mile per hour wind gusts are what we're expecting. And again, we're weakening as we're going forward. But with these 60 mile per hour wind gusts, you can see embers can be carried 1 mile per minute. So any ash embers that are going to be spreading incredibly quickly across the islands. And for context, Maui is only about 50 miles wide, so in very short periods of time, these embers are spreading really fastly with these winds. And again, we're weakening, but not by much. I want to give you a look at our ocean alerts that we have out there. We still have gale warnings in effect and small craft advisories. The high wind warnings that we have in place across the islands expire at 6 a.m. this morning, so coming up here in about 3 hours. But still, we're keeping eyes on these conditions very, very closely. Surf is still very high out there. East-facing shores are starting to decrease around 6 to 8 feet out there, but we're really seeing really strong conditions, and it's all because of Hurricane Dora. Category 4 hurricane, around 130 mile per hour winds. That is incredibly strong. Obviously, it's not impacting us directly, but still, this weather pattern is a crucial component to what's going on. We've got the low pressure system that is Hurricane Dora, the high pressure system that sits north of the island chain so much during the summertime. It's just funneling air into Hawaii and making it very, very windy out here. And again, it's just directing all of this dry air from the east our direction. So all of that dry air is coming our way. The winds on top of that and the heat that we've been experiencing is just making it the ideal environment for wildfires. And we've seen that all across Hawaii.
Yeah, it has definitely been a rough day for firefighters across the state. I'm going to go ahead and play some of the interviews that we got earlier. Again, as we mentioned earlier, we do know some people in the Lahaina area actually had to jump into the waters of Lahaina Harbor to avoid the smoke and the flames. Go ahead and take a listen to some of what one witness said.
But every single boat in Lahaina Harbor burned up, and it looks like something out of a movie, a war movie. They're just pieces of burning boats. They're boats that broke free that were burning, and as the fire worked its way down to its engine room, it exploded. The water was on fire from the fuel in the water. The fire has worked its way up south, and all of Puamana has caught on fire. 505 has caught on fire. The 505 hotel is still there, remarkably. Lahaina Shores is still there, but it's working its way. Puamana is gone. That doesn't exist anymore. And it's gone as south, or as far north as Mala, the Jodo mission, that has caught on fire. Lahaina is gone. That's all I can say is many people have lost their homes, their businesses. Lahaina Harbor will not be usable for many, many months.
Just you can hear the heartbreak. Lahaina is gone.
Yeah.
We are waiting to see what daylight will bring for our ohana there on Maui, as again we don't know the exact scope of damage. County officials have been too busy focusing on their emergency response, so getting some information from them has been a little bit slow going, but understandably so, because they're all hands on deck with trying to fight these fires and making sure they are getting the people out from where they need to be evacuated from.
Yeah, and I think the important thing here to remember is that people's lives have changed forever just because of this weather pattern, because of the wildfires. It is so important that we all come together and support our Maui ohana out there, just because people are suffering tonight, and when the sun rises in the morning, they're not exactly sure what they're going to do. School started yesterday for a lot of students, a lot of keiki across Hawaii. So it's just important that we're all coming together and supporting them right now.
Most definitely. And also take a look at some of these images as well. We have just been getting so many images from our viewers there on Maui with just the sight, the glow, cutting through the night sky. I want to show you one more time the evacuation orders. We do have a full list of evacuation sites on our website, but residents of Holopuni and Pulehu roads in Kula, subdivisions north and south of Lipoa Parkway, Maui Meadows and Ohukai subdivision in Kihei, and of course there's another fire in Waikapu, although at this time we understand it is not as large and severe as the other ones there. So be sure to keep your Hawaii News Now news and weather apps handy. We will be continuing our our special coverage with another update coming up around 4 o'clock, followed by sunrise starting at 4 a.m. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming in progress.